Hi, it's Doug. Have you ever experienced a really windy day? The kind of day like you see here, when the wind blows away your hat or your umbrella. Sometimes the wind can even make it difficult to walk. Look at this person leaning far forward into the wind so that he doesn't fall over. But you know what? The wind can get even stronger than this. So strong that you definitely don't want to be outside. Here's an example. It's a tornado. Tornadoes form this funnel shape, reaching down from the clouds. That funnel is made of wind moving very fast. And when a tornado reaches the ground, it can cause really bad damage. Tornadoes happen in places all over the world, but the place with the most tornadoes is here, in the central part of the United States. This area is actually called Tornado Alley because of how many tornadoes that happen here. But if you live near the coast, you might have experienced a different type of strong wind, a hurricane. This is a sped up view of a hurricane from space. Hurricanes swirl just like a tornado, but they're much bigger and they don't have a funnel shape. A hurricane is a giant storm that forms over the ocean and then sometimes moves onto land. Like tornadoes, hurricanes happen all over the world, but only in certain places. In the case of hurricanes, it's always near an ocean. You might know that hurricanes can cause more problems than just wind, like flooding. But when they first come to shore, it's the wind that's the problem. And what about other places? Like if you live near a desert, you probably don't get hurricanes or tornadoes. But you might have another type of strong wind, a dust storm. Dust storms happen more regularly in dry areas. When strong winds pick up lots of dust and sand, they can make it really hard to see. They can even make it hard to breathe. All of these things, dust storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes, are kinds of natural hazards that are caused by strong winds. People get worried if one of these natural hazards is going to happen where they live. What about you? Do you have strong winds where you live? Have you ever experienced one of these natural hazards? Strong winds cause lots of problems. They blow down all kinds of things. Things like traffic lights and street signs. Things like sheds. Whoa. Look at this. Even the rooftops of buildings can get blown off. Entire trees might get knocked over, sometimes onto roads, which can block traffic. Even worse, if trees fall onto power lines, they can cause the electricity to go out in your neighborhood. Here's another example of what can happen during strong winds. This is a video taken during a tornado in Texas. Now, it's pretty hard to see what's going on because we're actually looking into a tornado. So let me play the video again. Look closely. Right there, you see those? Those are semi-trucks, 18-wheelers. I'll play it one more time. Watch again. These huge trucks are getting picked up and tossed around by a tornado. Luckily, no one was inside those trucks. Many people leave before a windstorm comes. They might still be worried about what will happen to their homes during windstorms. Windows might get broken by strong winds. Roofs can get torn off. Even whole houses can get blown away. But people have come up with solutions for how to keep homes safe during strong winds. These people, called engineers, create new materials and new ways of building things. Engineers identify a problem they want to solve, like strong winds blowing things away, and then they brainstorm solutions. They try lots of different ideas. They don't just get it right on the first try. Often, their ideas don't work at first. They keep changing their ideas until they find a solution that does work. If you were an engineer, how would you help solve the problem of keeping houses safe during strong winds? How could you protect your house during a windstorm? In today's activity, you're going to design a home that won't blow away in a windstorm. Imagine that you saved up a lot of money to build your dream house. You hire a construction company, the Lazy Builders, to build it. They build most of the house, but then they decide they don't feel like finishing, and they just leave. You go to check out your dream home, and you realize You've got some big problems. The walls of your house are built, but they aren't even attached to the ground. And the roof? It's just lying there on the ground, not attached to the house. Even worse, you hear there's going to be a big windstorm soon, and you can't find any other builders to help out in time. You're going to have to finish this job yourself. Luckily, the people who design buildings, called construction engineers, they don't just start building things right away. When they want to solve a problem, they start with a small model of what they're going to build before they build the real thing. You're going to do what a construction engineer would do. You're going to build a model of a house made out of paper. Then, you'll use your model to figure out a way to attach your roof to your house to keep it from blowing off. And you'll also need to design a way to keep your whole house from blowing away in the wind.